incentives, equilibrium price, market, producer surplus, and supply. During the next couple of weeks, we will be discussing supply and demand and equilibrium. So these are very important topics that we need to go over first. Okay? Don't take notes quite yet. Right now, you guys can just listen. Okay? So if you get to put your pencil down and everything else, you just enjoy right now. Okay? So the first one, competition. What do you guys think that could be? Competition, anybody have an idea?
Go for the gold.
Go for the gold, could be.
Like people changing prices to get
One more time.
So people jump prices to have the most customers, so they buy from one person instead of the other.
So people drop prices, right? What kind of people?
Like the suppliers, people.
The suppliers. Excellent. Okay. That could be one. Then consumer surplus. What do you guys feel that could be? Anybody have an idea of what it might be?
What's surplus?
There's more. When you get something, there's more of something.
When consumers consume like a certain product like in like just like they consume like more than any other product.
Okay, it could be, right? And they consume more than any other product. Okay. What about the next one? What do you guys think that could be? Demand.
What people want. What people want?
What people want, right? What kind of people? Consumers, right? Are we consumers?
Yes.
Incentives, what could that be? Rewards, right? Yeah, it's exactly. Equilibrium price, anybody have any idea of what that may be? If you don't, that's okay. No?
Everyone having the same price for one item.
Could be, right? Everyone having the same price for one item. That's on the right track.
The price where when they sell it, they won't get a profit, but they won't go to negative either.
Okay. That's on the right track as well. All right? We're going to be discussing that, though. Markets. What could that be? Anybody know what a market is?
What we just did, the command.
That ties. The different economies do tie into it, but it does tie into what a market is. Okay. And producer surplus. Who are producers again? People that make things, right? The sellers, people that provide these items for us. Okay. So if there's a surplus, there's more of something. It could tie into that, and there could be some sort of connection between those two words. What about supply? Was that quantity of stuff, right? What's being available? That could be it. All right. Let's go a little more in depth into what each of them are. Okay, like I said, you don't have to write these notes down right now. Okay. Competition. All right, who wants to read that out for us? Go ahead.
The struggle among sellers to attract consumers while lowering costs.
That was exactly what was said before, right? The struggle among sellers to attract a consumer at a lower price. Now, here in the United States, do we have a lot of competition between companies?
Yes.
Okay, who can name two different companies of the same product, though? Let's say Quiznos and Subway, right? That was two big companies. Who's winning on top of those two, though? Subway, right? Subway has the 5 for 5. I mean, the 5 for a foot long or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't trying to do something like that. You guys understood what I was trying to say.
No.
So, but there are a lot of competition between different companies, right? Coke and Pepsi, right? Different chips, different candies, different everything. Okay, so let's say Quiznos and Subway, they're pretty much the same thing, correct? Let's say, like Subway has been going lower prices, so who are you going to go buy your Subway? Exactly. Consumer surplus, who can read that for us? Go ahead, Lizette.
The economic measure of customer satisfaction, which is calculated by analyzing the difference between what customers are willing to pay for a good or service relative to its market price. A consumer surplus occurs when the consumer is willing to pay more for a given product than the current market price.
Exactly. Market price is a set price that it might be available for. But sometimes we buy things more that a little more expensive, right? Because we're willing to do this for it. Let's say, for example, a pair of jeans. You can buy some Levi's, right? Levi's aren't the most expensive pair of jeans, right? They're about, how much are a pair of 30?
35, 40.
But what about some Rockin' Republics? How much are those? Those can be over $200, correct? Yet people are willing to pay more for them, even if they know that maybe they're not worth that much, because it's denim, right? Denim, throughout everything, is going to be about the same price, right? But it's going to be the name, and us as people are willing to pay more, even if we know it's more expensive, correct? Demand. Let's go on that one. Who can read that for us?
Combination of desire, ability, and willingness to buy a product.
Yes, combination of desire, ability, and willingness to buy a product, right? Demand is what we want. What we as consumers desire, what we want to obtain, what we choose to buy, correct? So, it's what we're willing to go and get, what we really want out there, plain and simple. Incentives, who can read that for us?
Any factor, financial or non-financial, that enables to motivate a particular course of action or counts as a reason for preferring one choice to the alternatives is an expectation that encourages people to behave in a certain way.
That last sentence, it is an expectation that encourages people to behave in a certain way, right? We expect certain things. Let's say you guys come to school, you guys get grades, correct? You guys work hard to get whatever grade you guys get, right? Whether it's an A, a B, a C, hopefully it's nothing below that. But let's say you guys came to school and you guys were given a lot of work, right? And you guys were not given grades. Would you guys really have much incentive to do the work? Let's say it didn't matter. You were going to get an A regardless. How many of you here would actually still do the work? 1, 2, 3 people, 4 people. How many people here would not do it? It could depend, right? If it's something that you really want to do, that maybe is really fun for you, you'd be willing. If it's a paper, you might not want to do it, correct? So it all matters with incentives. It all matters what we're going to get, right? When we were talking about command economies, we noticed that for a lot of communist countries, they didn't have a lot of incentives, correct? Which made the economies go down. People weren't willing to work. They weren't willing to do much. They weren't going to get anything back, right? Or you're not going to go do all this work knowing that you can never move up, correct?
Correct.
Equilibrium price. I'm going to have you guys do something before I have you guys read that. Let me have you guys stand up. Right now, do you guys feel wobbly at all? No, right? You guys shouldn't. You guys shouldn't be leaning to one side or another. Okay? Have you guys stand up on your left foot. Go ahead and do that. Okay? Have you guys hop on your left foot. Alright? Most of you can do that, right? But is it a little more difficult than standing on 2 feet? No? Okay, do it on your right hand. I mean your right foot. Do on your right foot. Now, I want you guys to hop up and do a little turn. Now, okay, you guys can sit back down. Now, going off of that, would it be easier to stand on 2 feet all day or on 1 foot? Two, right? Would it be easier to stand on 1 foot, or would it be easier to jump around the whole time? 1 foot. 1 foot, right? Maybe just stand a little more. Okay? When we talk about equilibrium, it means you find there's a center, right? When we stand on 2 feet, we're at our center. We're not wobbling one side or another, right? When we're standing on 1 foot, we try to. It takes a little more focus to just stand on that 1 foot, correct? Because if we don't, we might tip over. Same thing with left foot, hopping around. We have to find the middle ground. Okay? Who can read equilibrium for us? Go ahead.
Price for quantity supplied equals quantity demand. Quantity demand. Price that clears the market.
Okay, price that clears the market. It's a supply equals quantity demand, right? Price where quantity supplied equals quantity demand.